The Super Eagles are back, and it's a very good international break. It's looking like a very good one. While DR Congo and Cameroon are playing their game, and I saw around 45 minutes, it was still 0-0. I don't know what score it is at the time of the recording of this video right now. And Super Eagles was very impressive against Gabon. Real nice match. I mean, it had some not so great moments, but the beginning, the first 20 minutes was spectacular. I think there was a major turnaround when uh, Gabon were denied a penalty. I think it should have been a penalty. I know Nigeria was very lucky to get away with that. Very, very lucky. And we were saying we don't want a South African referee, but you see, the South African referee was very, very fair. And it had a very interesting twist. I think this guy, what's his name? Number 4 for Nigeria, Wilfred Ndidi, he should have gotten like 2 assists. I think he had one for either Echo Adams or Ejuke. He had 1 assist, and he should have gotten one for Osimhen. And Osimhen missed the game in the, I think, the 9 minutes of the 112 minutes, the additional time that was given. 12 minutes were added to the 90 full minutes, additional time before the extra time commenced. I mean, it could have just ended like that as 2-1. So very unfortunate that Osimhen couldn't hit the back of the net, but just for him to score another 2 goals, making everything 4-1. So Nigeria was very good today. I mean, I think we're getting to that level whereby we see Nigeria become a great country when it comes to football. We used to be like this. We used to triumph over any African team. You don't need to just think about it. You just know Nigeria will win the game. It's very rare here Nigeria is losing a game of football. And the way we lose in this period, I mean, look at World Cup qualifiers. We had like 5 draws. The draws was what got us into this level that we are right now. So I think there's this belief in the Super Eagles, and they feel like they can do it. They feel like they are the main thing in African football. And honestly, they play like they can make it to the World Cup. But let's just watch. I don't like to get my hopes up, but at the same time, I'm not one of those people that is talking about Nigeria and be like, and they are going to lose, they're not going to play well. I feel like that's evil. A game hasn't even started. You're already condemning your country, like your country should lose. I think we ought to have a little bit of more faith. Even ESPN FC said, where there is chaos, Nigeria seems to thrive. Looking at 2 days ago, they refused to train because they were not paid their money, their bonuses, allowances, salaries. They have not been paying them, and it stretches back to 2 years. I'm not saying that they have been owing them for 2 years. I'm just saying that they have been having delayed payments like this, and it's not looking nice for the Super Eagles players. So this time around, they demanded that they will get their money. If not, they will not train. And I think a negotiation commenced, and here they trained, and here they played, and they won. Gabon put up a good fight. I felt bad for them because you're playing with a class of player that is in a different league. All those Nigerian players are first team players for their different clubs, and most of them are in first division clubs. Very, very few players that you see that are not in, that you see them in a second division or a third division. I think Nigeria is full of superstars. So that class of players, then you now see players that are playing in fifth division in some leagues that you wouldn't even reach their first division. Someone can see the French league is just PSG, and imagine if somebody is playing in the fifth league of the French league. So what is that kind of person? Is he even a professional footballer? Those were the kind of guys Nigeria played against. But I like to say, for them to take Nigeria to the extra time, they put up a good fight. I felt bad for Aubameyang. That guy is a football legend, but he's a striker. He's a very good striker, but age is not on his side, and he doesn't have a good team behind him. So just how it is. You can't just have it all. We had a Victor Osimhen, still young, still vibrant. We have a very good midfield, even if sometimes they fail to impress us. We have very good attacking midfielders and wingers. We have good defenders. I think Benjamin Frederick was our best player. I don't really care about the deflection because it can happen. It can happen to anybody. I wouldn't even call it an error. It just can happen to anybody. So I think he was a very great guy. At the moment, I wanted Wabali out because of his health challenge. I feel like his personal health should be put first because he looked like he had an injury, and he was even requesting to be subbed up before he changed his mind and said he can play. And you saw Okoye trying to brace up so he can play for the Super Eagles as the goalkeeper. He hasn't played for us in a long time. But I'm very glad that we won, and I would like to see us play against whoever wins, Cameroon, DR Congo, I don't really care. I think Nigeria should be the best team in Africa at any given time. I think what has happened to us this period is just for us to be humble and for us to know that if we don't work hard, we will not get the results. And we have seen how Victor Osimhen plays. He's ready. He's ready to win. And I think Nigeria is so blessed right now. And I think we should look at the positives about what's happening. We should look at the positive and not the negatives. And we should try to support our Super Eagles players, even if maybe in the past they have not played so well, or maybe they're not looking sharp, or not everybody's looking like their finest. I mean, nobody's in his prime, man. Nobody's in his prime. We play as a collective or a team. Okay, if one person suffers, the whole team suffers. So we have to have this good mindset as fan bases, not just be talking trash that Nigeria will lose again. I hate when I get into conversations with people like that. I just walk away because the game has not even started. You're already saying your country will lose. That's no way to cheer for your country. So big ups to Nigeria, big ups to the Super Eagles, and I hope we get to the World Cup. And if we don't, at least I know that we tried our best. I want to see us lose in a convincing way that we really wanted to win, not that we just lose like idiots. There's a way you lose. Sometimes you cannot always have it your way. There's a way you lose and you know that you tried your best. There's a way you lose and you know you lost against a good opposition, not like stupid losses. So Nigeria won convincingly. They didn't let it go to the extra time, even if Gabon tried their best to hold up. Look at Aubameyang. I don't think he will go to the World Cup again because he's already 36 years old. Before you know, he will retire and that's it. So big ups to Victor Osimhen, big up to Wilfred Ndidi, Akko Adams, Ejuke. I don't even know his name before now, but now it will be hard to forget his name. So big up to Benjamin Fredericks, big up to Wabali. There was not much for him to do, but those corner kicks always coming and seizing the ball, having that command of his 18-yard box is a real one. And Eric Chell, big ups to you, man. Very good Super Eagles coach. Even when Osimhen missed the goal, I know he was surprised, he was sweating, but he was still calm and collected. And that is how I want my manager to be. So I think the Super Eagles are in one of their finest, and we should appreciate them, and we should be glad that we got to watch an entertaining game of football. So hopefully on Sunday, whoever wins, DR Congo, Cameroon, the Super Eagles will be ready and will win and we'll get to the World Cup. That should be the mindset of every Nigerian. We should be stay positive. Okay. So whether there's crisis, whether there's chaos, whether they have not been paid their salary, I think we should just enjoy the good things because there are so many bad news and this is a way to cool off. So guys, thank you for watching.